Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of RV Quick Tips with Mike, your #1 how-to source for all things RV. Hey, today we're going to be talking about how to power this rig up. You might be sitting there thinking, isn't it as easy as just plugging it in? Pretty much, but a few important things to help you get you going. Let's get started. Okay, a few helpful items before we get started. You'll need a high quality power cord. In this case, this is a 50 amp cord that came with your camper. If you have a 30 amp camper, you probably have a cord that's already attached. A word about adapters. Sometimes when you're getting ready to go on a trip, you want to plug into the garage or a household outlet so you can keep your refrigerator on, have the lights on without pulling down your battery. A simple little adapter like this allows you to plug in right here into a household outlet, keep everything going while you're loading up for a trip. In some cases, you may need to go from 30 amps to a 50 amp connection, which this adapter will do, or in other cases, a 50 amp to a 30 amp. I don't have that adapter here, but it'll look a lot like this. Have these things handy and you'll always be prepared. All right, before we get started, we want to make sure that the air conditioner is off. Really, everything should be off, but make sure the air conditioner is off before we make any connections. So I'm going to go check it out. And everything's off, so we're good to get started. Okay, the first thing we want to do is make sure we have a good, solid connection at the RV. In this case, we have a 30 amp coach. It's already attached in here and stows away in here. We have 3 prongs, 30 amps, as opposed to a 50 amp plug that's going to look like this with 4 prongs. Once we have this out, pull it over to the power post, and as long as it's off, we can plug it in. When we're ready to leave, this stows right back up in here like so, and we're ready for travel. If you have a 50 amp RV, your power cord's probably detachable. Let's go check out that scenario now. If you have a 50 amp RV, it's probably got a detachable cord like this. Notice that it has 2 L-shaped prongs here that need to match up with these inside the plug. I find it's easier to line up this metal plate with this metal section like so. Give it a little twist to the right and then thread in this collar to make sure you have a good, tight, secure fit. That way the cord won't get pulled out while you're at the campsite. And finally, all we have to do is connect the cord to the power pedestal. Again, we want to make sure the power is off here before we make any connections. We have a 30 amp cord. In this case, we're going into a 50 amp connection, so we need this adapter that we talked about a little bit ago. Plug that in, and then this goes into the power pedestal. Then we can turn it on, and now we have power to our coach. And now for a bonus quick tip. Hey, you never know what kind of wiring is at the RV parks that you're staying at. It's a good idea to have some kind of surge protection to protect this investment. You can get guys like this. They're basically operate one-time use. If you have a surge event, then they're going to be toast. You need to throw them away. Or you can get ones like these that you can reset. And it also has diagnostics and some other helpful features. Highly recommend one of these. Hey, thanks again for watching another edition of RV Quick Tips with Mike, your #1 how-to source for all things RV. Make sure and check back here often for a bunch more how-to videos.
Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions, be sure to drop a comment below. Or if you have any suggestions on content you'd like to see, we'd love to hear about that. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks again from VOD RV.